Night.
Hi, here's the new admin file.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. I'm actually going to see her right now.
Okay.
Do you want to come back in like 15 minutes and we'll get some lunch?
Yeah, totally.
All right. Okay. See you soon. Okay. Taylor Smith, 18 years old, is admitted with severe aggression and conduct disorder, depression, and borderline personality disorder. Was raised by her father, was a meth user, and saw him commit suicide at the age of 5. She lived with her grandmother for a little while and was finally adopted by her aunt. Recounts feelings of being unwanted by her family, but loves her mother. Taylor's aunt recounts that throughout her childhood she was very aggressive and prone to outbursts. Recounts that Taylor stomped the family cat to death. Taylor was expelled from 2 schools at age 10 and 12 for being physically aggressive. And then she was also placed in her first placement at 15 when her aunt felt her safety was in jeopardy. That placement was successful and she graduated from the program. Lived successfully with her aunt for 3 years with minimal issues, and then at age 17, she refused to take her medication and broke her aunt's arm with a baseball bat. Taylor's aunt pressed charges and Taylor was sent to GJJ and is now here at 3 Rivers with no history of drug use. Okay. Oh, I'll be right there. Oh, come on in.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Great, feel free to take a seat. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay.
Great, that's awesome. And it's Taylor, right?
Yeah, it's Taylor.
That's all right for me to call you Taylor?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Well, I'm Madison, and I'll be your therapist while you're here at 3 Rivers. I'm sorry I kept you waiting a little bit longer. I know we were supposed to start a little bit sooner than this, but I just wanted to be able to give you my full attention. And I know that, just to start off with, I know that you have worked with probably a few other people like me in your last placement and other situations. So I just want to give you the initial opportunity to ask me some questions about, our sessions that we'll have together, and also maybe perhaps questions you have just about me personally.
Well, I mean, about this session here,
Mm-hmm.
is it just going to be between us?
Yeah. Do you mean the information that we share together?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, so the information that sort of you and I talk about are things that we discuss will be solely between you and me. No one else will really know about them. We will call your aunt probably every single week to let her know if you're having like a good week or a bad week, and it's going to be your decision if you want to give her details at that time about, what maybe made it a good or bad week, but that will be up to you. And the only time that I may require to say something is if I feel that you're behaving in a way that's a threat to either yourself or others. Does that seem fair?
Yeah,
Okay.
it does.
Okay, great. Well, just to start off, I really like with each of my clients in the beginning to start with 3 things. These are 3 things that are very important while you're spending your time here at 3 Rivers. So the first is developing goals, goals you want to achieve while in treatment, and then goals when you leave. We're going to develop a safety plan, which is basically ways you're going to stay safe while you're here at 3 Rivers. And then the last thing is your coping skills. That's going to be ways that you'll address issues that will come up in a positive and appropriate way. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
It does?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, great. Well, we have right here is sort of an explanation about the coping skills that we have, about what a safety plan is, and about sort of appropriate goals, realistic goals you might find. So we'll just start there with that. I guess just to begin a little bit though, I would love for you to just tell me a little bit about yourself, sort of why you ended up back here in placement, what's been going on the last 3 months when you were at, or the last 3 years when you were out of placement.
Well, I accidentally harmed my aunt, and that's why she placed me here.
Okay, can you tell me why you use the word accident?
Well, it's not like I meant to harm her. Like, it was not intentional for me to take a baseball bat and hit her arm and break her arm. It was an accident. I didn't mean to harm her. It was like, it came out of nowhere.
Okay, so it was an unintentional sort of accident that occurred where you harmed your aunt. Do you think, how do you think maybe your aunt feels about that? You know, what would she say if I asked her that same question?
Oh no. I mean, I feel bad. I
Okay.
feel guilty that I did that because she was suffering and she started crying.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, that can definitely be something that we discuss later. Your aunt is going to become a really important part of your treatment here. Do you think maybe in the future that we could sort of bring her in and this type of discussion about what occurred?
When she gets over it, not right now. Right now she's mad at me.
Okay. How does it make you feel, the idea of like having a conversation with her about that right now?
Right now, I mean, like, she doesn't really want to talk to me because she's still angry that I broke her arm. But she has to understand it was an accident.
Okay. I understand. Well, that will be definitely something that we work towards sort of as a part of our treatment, because she really will be vital in getting you healthy and safe and happy enough to leave Three Rivers. And I noticed that you sort of identified in there a lot of anger towards her. So you're upset at her that in a way that you're here, you're upset that that situation happened and that she felt that it was intentional. So maybe one of the initial things we can start working on is coping skills and the way that we react to situations that make us upset. Do you think that's something that might be a priority for you? You know, making sure that you're responding in an appropriate way to situations?
It's a requirement here, right?
It is, yes.
So, I mean, I guess I'll make it on my priority list if I have to.
Okay, great. Well, let's definitely start with that. You've obviously talked about your aunt making you upset, being here making you a little bit upset. Can you tell me maybe in just the last week that you've been here, some other things that might have made you upset or sad?
Oh my gosh, you didn't hear.
I didn't. Tell me.
Oh my goodness, my roommate. I hate my roommate. Like,
Okay.
I walked in on her today and she was wearing my clothes. Like, she was digging through my clothes.
Okay.
Like, and this has not been the first time. I mean, she has her side of the room. I have my side of the room. She needs to stay on her side of the room.
Okay.
But then she keeps on coming over and stealing my clothes, wearing my clothes. I mean, I know I have like good fashion sense, but then she doesn't have to copy me.
Okay. Okay. That sounds really frustrating. That sounds like something that's really very frustrating.
Yeah,
Definitely.
when someone wants to copy you
Right.
and dress like you, yeah,
Okay.
no.
I'd love if you could try to explain that situation with your roommate, about how it's making you feel as opposed to how you feel about your roommate. You've expressed to me obviously that you're upset that she did that, but how does it make you feel that that situation is occurring?
I mean, I'm so frustrated. I mean, I'm so like pissed off at her. Like, seriously?
So you're feeling angry.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I start yelling at her, and then when I yell at her, it doesn't, 1 + 1 is 2. She does not get that. Okay, I'm angry at her. She's touching my clothes. Back off of my clothes. She does not understand that.
1 + 1 is 2. You mean, what do you mean by that?
Like, she does not understand the common sense of like, okay, I'm mad at her because she's touched my stuff. And so what does that mean? Back off of my stuff.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. I can totally understand that. It sounds like you're feeling very angry and maybe feeling a little bit disrespected because she's in your personal belongings.
Yeah.
Okay, well, going back to that priority about coping skills, you said that your initial response to her when she behaved that way was to yell at her. I know that you know that that's not an appropriate response or socially acceptable response. So can you maybe think of another way that you can calm down? Or
Oh, I don't know. What do you want me to do? I can't think of anything. Like, I just get angry, and then I stay angry, and then I do something when I'm angry.
Okay.
And that usually happens when, like what happened to my aunt. Like, I got angry at her, and then look what happened.
Okay.
I can't.
Okay.
What do you want me to do?
Okay, I can see that you're starting to get angry and frustrated. I can see that that's, the idea of developing a different kind of method besides just getting angry and yelling is going to be maybe a little bit of a hurdle for us. Can you tell me, a little bit why maybe you feel so difficult about the idea of, walking away or developing a different coping skill instead of yelling?
Oh, well, nobody cares. I mean, all of my loved ones, like, they don't care. Like, they give up. Like, what happened to my aunt? Like, I accidentally hit her, and what does she do? Like, she sends me here.
Okay.
I mean, other people, they get in trouble. Does their parents send them to here? No. They still love them. They still take care of them. They're still, one big happy family. Why am I here?
Okay. That's very interesting. I think that's definitely something when we bring your aunt into treatment we'll explore. But I do really want you to understand that, I'm not your mother and I'm not your aunt. I can't be those people for you, but I do truly want to help you. And while you're here, I really want you to feel that you can rely on me. And even if you feel as if our conversations aren't going to benefit you in a treatment sort of way, maybe you can come and vent your frustrations about how you're feeling about your roommate or different situations, and that can be a part of your coping method as opposed to just yelling and getting angry. And I really encourage you to look at this experience as, a learning experience. You did very well at your last placement, and that was very successful for you. So maybe we're going to work a little bit more on getting you back into that mind frame when you were there. And I know that besides being at Three Rivers, your only other option is to go to DJJ, and I'm assuming that's not something that you want to do.
No.
Okay. Well, I just want to make sure that we're on the same page with that. Okay. All right, well, Taylor, our time's coming to an end already. It was really great meeting you for the first time, and I know it can be awkward initially at first, so I really appreciate you sitting down with me a little bit. Can you see maybe in some small way how these conversations might benefit you or be positive for you?
I guess.
Okay, that's a good start. I mean, we're just getting to know each other, just getting our feet wet, so that's a good start, a good place to start. Well, I'll be seeing you again this week, and before you go, though, I want you to take this paper with you, and I'd love if, as we said, we're focusing on coping skills, I'd love if you could take this back tonight and maybe come up with some ways that you can react to situations or handle situations that make you angry apart besides from yelling. So they might involve talking to another staff member. There's a few other examples here that maybe pertain to you, and then coming up with some new ones. And then the next time we meet, I'd like to look these over and sort of see why